Trump is not welcome here in Wisconsin, as Governor Tony Evers has announced. Evers, Democrat, criticized Trump and urged the president to reconsider his along with other community leaders who have reached out, am concerned about what your presence will mean for Kenosha and our state, Evers wrote in a letter to Trump. I fear your presence will only hinder our healing. I fear your presence will only delay our work to overcome the division and move forward together, Evers wrote in the letter. Obtained Trump announced he would surrender. In Kenosha to inspect the damage caused by the riots, several businesses were vandalized and some buildings and parking lots were set on fire during the unrest. Trump will meet with law enforcement, White House spokesman Judd Deere said. The White House has been humbled by the awareness of the people of Kenosha who have welcomed the president's visit and who yearn for leaders to support local law enforcement and businesses that have been vandalized, Deere wrote in response. In Evers, President Trump looks forward to visiting Tuesday and helping this great city heal and rebuild itself. Protests in Kenosha, which have followed several in major cities across the country, began this week after Jacob Blake, a black man, shot 7 times on August 23 by Kenosha policeman Rusten Sheskey. This video seen on social media shows Sheskey shooting Blake as he reached his car, where Wisconsin officials later said a knife was found. The shooting left Blake paralyzed from the waist down. President Trump said in an interview in New Hampshire, "I didn't like the view, and I think most people would agree with that." The Blake shooting sparked days of protests and riots that resulted in the deaths of 2 protesters last Tuesday. Kyle Rittenhouse, 17, is accused of shooting 2 men with an AR-15 type rifle. Earlier Sunday, Wisconsin Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes on CNN spoke out about his concerns about Trump's visit. "I don't know how, given the president's statements, that he intends to come here. And we absolutely don't need it at the moment." Trump, who denounced the protesters as thugs while defending the police, has throughout the summer thrown American cities under liberal leadership as besieged by a violent and lawless anarchy. Protesters rallied against police brutality and racial injustice in a series of events that began after the death of George Floyd on May 25 while in detention by Minneapolis police. While many protests were peaceful, riots and looting broke out in Chicago, Seattle, Portland, New York, and other cities, including Kenosha. About 9 weeks before Election Day, Tories see an aggressive law and order message as the best way for the president to turn voters against his Democratic rival, Joe Biden, and win back support from suburban voters, especially women.